I'd like to share a little story about a student that found her joy in math. So we're in math class and we're studying congruence and rigid transformations, which can be a little tricky for 7th grade, especially at the beginning of the year. When I came around to her and checked on her, she was just in tears, bawling, absolutely just sad. She revealed to me that she hated math, that she couldn't understand the concepts, that there was no real life application, that we were doing this for nothing. So immediately I said, how can I shepherd this heart? We started to pray. After I kneeled and prayed with her, the class was dismissed. It was lunchtime, so we stayed for about 10 minutes and I reviewed the concepts. Immediately I felt that she started to understand the concept and she started to like what we were doing when it was one-on-one. You should have seen her test. When she took this test, she immediately wrote little notes to me on the test. I don't know how to do this. I tried. I don't know. ... for some of her answers. She crossed out all of that negativity after I helped her, and she wrote, thank you for helping me believe. And that's what blessed my heart.
We did a project where each of the kids got into small groups of 4 and they had to take initiative to build a boat. They had to collaborate in their designing of the boat. One of the little girls was just choosing not to collaborate. I encouraged her, and at the end of our time, she actually had built her own boat, and the other 3 girls at her table had built a boat collaboratively. So I told the student and their team that we had 1 boat to float. We couldn't float both of them. And she got extremely upset, started crying and screaming and didn't want to do it and wanted to float her own boat. So I walked away from the group, and within moments they collaborated, they integrated her boat in, we floated the boat, everyone was happy, and it was a great experience for everyone. So we came back to the carpet after the activity. We were debriefing, and this little girl shared what she learned was that sometimes you have to persevere to collaborate. So I just wanted to share that story of how God moves all the time, every day in our classrooms.
The other day when I was in the lunchroom, I saw a group of 10th grade students getting into a rather heated discussion. In my years of experience, it's a good idea to get closer to see what's going on before it gets too intense. And with each new phrase, students were doing more and more kind of lively responses like, oh no, and hitting the table and responding to one another and jumping in. And so I wandered closer and I overheard a student saying, if you follow it logically, if Jesus is a human and humans are sinful, then Jesus has to be sinful. And another student was like, I can't believe you've been at Hope for this many years and you don't understand that Jesus is 100% human and 100% God. Dual natures of Christ. Good grief. It was really refreshing to see that the heated argument was about the dual natures of Christ and not something that I needed to intervene with. So I really enjoy the way that Hope students fight.
Some of our 6th graders were outside after school at a soccer game, and 2 of them were just kicking the soccer ball around, and I heard this boy from the neighborhood come up to the 2 of them, and he was trying to be all tough and really hard with them, and he wanted to accomplish that by swearing and calling one of them a racial slur. And so he did that, and this young man turns to him and says, whoa, 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 whoa. We don't do that here. This is Hope Academy. This is a kingdom school. We don't do that here. And the boy just kind of looks at him and says, oh, you go to Hope Academy? Yeah, I do. And then they just proceeded to keep playing soccer for a long time. But I just thought it was a really great testament to some of the messages throughout as they go up through elementary school kind of setting. And so it was a fun experience.